Welcome to This Explainer. Grab your favorite pair of jeans because today we're going to take a ubiquitous, everyday garment and transform it into an absolutely fascinating subject of textile engineering. We all have it in our closets, right? But how much do we actually know about it? As we look through some real photos of this incredibly complex fabric today, we are officially decoding denim.
Here is our roadmap for the day. We'll be covering 1. The DNA of denim, 2. The purest tradition, 3. Textile tech and weaves, 4. The chemistry of style, and finally, 5. Function, utility, and fashion.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the DNA of denim. What actually makes denim, well, denim?
At its core, this foundational structure is made from 100% cotton. And believe it or not, it's actually one of the oldest fabrics in the entire world. Yet, despite its age, it literally remains the favorite garment across all age groups globally. I mean, everyone wears it. Because of this massive worldwide circulation, a tremendous amount of development work has gone into the past few decades to just constantly iterate on this ancient 100% cotton canvas.
Now, you might be wondering, why exactly are your classic indigo jeans blue on the outside, but mostly white on the inside? Well, it all comes down to a really clever technique called twisted face twill weaving. The twist thread, which is called the warp, is dyed indigo blue, while the weft thread sitting right underneath it is left completely white. Because of how it's woven together, those blue warp threads dominate one side of the fabric, while the white weft threads dominate the other. It's just a simple mechanical trick, but it totally defines the look of our favorite pants.
Moving right along to Section 2, the purest tradition. We're looking at raw, sanforized, and selvage. So the crucial point here is understanding the massive difference between these two foundational treatments. On the left side, we have raw denim, which is also known as dry denim. This refers to jeans that haven't been wet or treated in any way, shape, or form before you buy them. Because they're completely untreated, it is absolutely crucial to pre-wash raw denim before wearing it. Otherwise, it's going to shrink on you. Now on the right, we have sanforized denim, which is the complete opposite. This fabric has been specifically treated during the manufacturing process so that it will not shrink after you wash it.
Yeah, check out this time frame, 6 to 12. That represents the number of months you can actually leave raw denim completely unwashed. For the absolute hardcore purists out there, leaving dry denim unwashed for half a year to a full year allows that rigid, untreated fabric to perfectly mold to the unique shape of the wearer's body. It essentially becomes a completely custom, one-of-a-kind garment.
Notice that distinct orange or red ribbon finishing the edge of the hem? That right there is selvedge denim, or self-edge denim. That brightly colored ribbon is a major signal. It signifies top-tier quality in the textile world. And fascinatingly enough, Japan is actually the largest producer of this highly distinguished, premium kind of denim fabric.
Let's dive into Section 3, textile tech and weaves. This is where we get into the pure structural engineering of the fabric itself.
Denim might be ancient, but the technology certainly didn't stop evolving. Incredible advancements really kicked into gear late in the 20th century. In the 1970s, open-end denim was introduced. This is where cotton fibers are mock-twisted by literally blowing them together. It creates a bulkier, coarser, and darker fabric because it actually absorbs more dye. Fast forward to 1992, and Tessitura di Robicetto Candiani patented rapid skying. This was a completely revolutionary oxidation process that drastically sped up the skaying phase of indigo dyeing. It was a real game changer.
Even the direction of the weave itself is heavily engineered. In left-hand twill, the grain lines extend from the top left-hand corner of the fabric down towards the bottom right. This usually happens in piece-dyed denim using single-plied yarns in the warp. And the result? Well, left-hand twills have a noticeably softer feel after washing compared to standard right-hand twills. Literally, just changing the angle of the weave completely changes the tactile experience for the wearer. Looking at the sheer volume of variations in these photos, you can really see how textile engineers are constantly tweaking the warp and weft to maximize both durability and cost-effectiveness. For example, ring/ring denim uses traditional, highly durable ring-spun yarn for both the warp and the weft. But engineers cleverly figured out that you can combine a strong warp, ring-spun weave with a cheaper open-end weft. This gives you that premium traditional feel and durability, but at a significantly lower cost.
Which brings us to Section 4. The chemistry of style. Let's look at dyeing, fading, and crushing.
This step-by-step perfectly illustrates the creation of acid wash, which is also known as marble denim. You take the finished denim fabric and literally hit it with a pumice stone that's been soaked in chlorine. The color of the fabric fades right before your eyes, from chemical corrosion, creating that famous, highly attractive contrast against the deep indigo. After that, it gets rinsed, smoothed, and dried. It is, quite literally, controlled chemical destruction, all for the sake of fashion.
But you know, the chemical versatility goes way beyond just fading things out. By stepping away from indigo and using sulfur dyes, we get colored denim, vibrant pinks, grays, greens, and reds. For those who want the absolute darkest black possible, there's black denim. This is where the warp thread is already black, and then the entire fabric is dyed black again after weaving. On the totally opposite end of the spectrum is ecru denim, which embraces the raw natural color of the cotton without any dyeing whatsoever. Oh, and then there's crushed denim, woven and chemically treated specifically to look permanently wrinkled.
Finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, Function, Utility, and Fashion. This is how we adapt the canvas.
Denim is definitely not just for pants. Waxed reverse denim applies a heavy layer of wax to the backside of the fabric to make it completely waterproof, making it absolutely perfect for durable bags. Then you have bull denim, which is an extremely sturdy, tough fabric utilizing a heavy 3x1 twill construction. It's so ridiculously durable that it's primarily used for home decor and heavy upholstery. And for those cold winter days, there's thermal or double denim, a lightweight glued fabric that gives your garments a really warm, quilted look.
To keep pushing the boundaries of what clothes can do, modern fashion really demands that fabrics stretch and conform in entirely new ways. As you can imagine, the static, rigid cotton of the past just isn't quite enough for today's dynamic, on-the-go wardrobes.
So to meet those modern demands, we have stretch denim, which seamlessly weaves stretchy synthetic fibers like lycra or spandex right into the fabric itself. Poly denim blends the traditional cotton with polyester fibers, creating a super soft, easy-to-care-for fabric with a slightly stretchy feel that is massively popular for jackets, shirts, and hats. And when the fashion world calls for bold, visual trends, printed denim steps up as the perfect canvas, colored with all sorts of contrasting graphics.
But you know what? Sometimes true innovation doesn't require any fancy new chemicals or synthetic blends at all. Sometimes it's as brilliantly simple as reserve denim. This is a newer trend where the fabric is quite literally turned inside out. Remember those white weft threads we talked about way back at the beginning? By just reversing the fabric, those white threads are totally exposed to the outside, giving your jeans a completely fresh and radically different aesthetic.